I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody, coming to you from chilly but beautiful Yellowstone National Park. This is the Fishing Bridge Campground. We've had a wonderful time here. It's been crisp and cold, and there's been lots of rain and snow, but we've seen tons of wildlife, lots of grizzly bears. We saw a wolf yesterday. We're sad that tomorrow is our last day here, but to the RV and camping news. First up, Winnebago will be laying off nearly 200 employees from 4 northern Iowa manufacturing plants, about 10% of its Iowa workforce. Winnebago manufactures motorhomes in Iowa and trailers in Indiana. The motorhome market has been taking the brunt of the recent downturn in RV sales, with Class A and Class C motorhome sales down about 20% over the last year, and Class B camper vans down about 25%. And all motorhomes were down about as much a year ago from the year before that. Winnebago is one of the largest motorhome manufacturers, particularly of those Class B camper vans. They have about 25% of the market share of Class B vans. Winnebago plants in Charles City, Altoona, and Lake Mills, Iowa will all lose between 18 and 30 employees. Lake Mills is the main Class B camper van plant, and the Class A and C motorhome plant in Forest City, Iowa will lose 128 employees. This is the third layoff at Winnebago in Iowa in less than a year, though the prior 2 layoffs were significantly smaller at under 40 employees each. The company has more than 6,100 employees across Iowa, Florida, Indiana, and Minnesota, according to its website, which includes subsidiaries Grand Design and Newmar RV companies and Chris Craft and Barletta Boats. Around 2,000 employees work in Iowa facilities, according to the company. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by our friends over at eTrailer.com.
Spring is here, time to get your rigs ready for the travel season. This is the perfect time to complete those much-needed upgrades or repairs, and that's where eTrailer.com comes in. eTrailer.com's customer service and enthusiast teams are ready to help you find the best solution for your unique situation. eTrailer's team is focused on putting their actual hands on everything they sell, so they know exactly what it's like to use the product, providing you, the customer, with quality service and recommendations based on personal experience. If you're looking for a one-stop shop, eTrailer.com has you covered with a variety of RV items, including towing options, interior accessories, replacement parts, storage, and more. But it doesn't stop with RVs. eTrailer.com offers tons of automobile accessories, campground gear, and more. If you need it, chances are they've got it. Visit the link in the description and receive free shipping on orders over $99.
Another round of temporary Army Corps of Engineers camping and facility closures to share with you. 3 recreation areas at Black Butte Lake north of Sacramento, California will temporarily close for the 2025 recreation season today, May 19th, due to limited staffing availability, according to a press release from the Corps' Sacramento district. Quote, without sufficient staffing, measures must be taken to ensure the safety of visitors, protection of environmental resources, and to maintain the well-being of U.S. Army Corps of Engineers personnel and assets. The 3 recreation areas impacted by the closures are Buckhorn Recreation Area and Buckhorn Campground, Eagle Pass Recreation Area, and Overland Buttes Recreation Area and Overland Buttes Campground. The release continued, quote, these temporary closures will also allow us to focus our remaining staff at this critical site on the primary mission of operating and maintaining Black Butte Dam and Lake. All existing camping reservations at the impacted campgrounds will be automatically canceled and fully refunded. Refunds may take 4 to 6 weeks to process. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is committed to reopening these areas and resuming full operations at Black Butte Lake as soon as conditions allow. To date, we've reported on closures at Army Corps facilities in around a dozen states. I'll put a link in the description to a government site that lists the status of most Army Corps facilities, though do note that the charts say that some of these sites are under seasonal closures. They're under their winter closures still, and a lot of these press releases that we've received say that they will not be reopening after the seasonal closure because they are short on employees. Fuel shortages in Kansas, Iowa, and Nebraska have triggered the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Association to issue a disaster emergency proclamation, which will loosen regulations on commercial fuel haulers delivering to stations in the affected areas. Quote, this declaration is in response to the widespread fuel shortages in affected states, impacting agricultural operations and the national food supply, and their effects on people and property, including immediate threats to human life, public safety, or public welfare, the federal declaration said. The shortages have caused some lines at fuel stations as people stock up, but fuel hasn't really ran out anywhere for any extended period of time. The impact is primarily on diesel. The emergency declaration will increase the number of hours fuel haulers can drive in a shift. The shortage is blamed on pipeline and refinery maintenance, which hit at the same time as higher demand from farmers during the planting season and drivers heading into the summer travel season. In May of 2026, the RV Industry Association will be adopting the National Electrical Code requirement that RVs be equipped with ground monitoring interrupters, a device that will sense if the campground pedestal has an operating ground and will cut power if one is not detected. The devices will also pick up swapped hot and neutral wires, a common problem at campgrounds that can cause what's known as a hot skin condition, where the exterior of the RV is electrified. You may have already seen a lot of 2025 model year RVs with built-in circuit monitoring. More will come this fall before the rule is fully implemented next year. The rule goes into effect in the spring, but enforcement doesn't happen until September. Of course, I always recommend that you use an electrical protection device that includes wiring detection like this, but also suppresses surges from things like lightning strikes and monitors voltage, cutting off power when voltage dips or spikes. Low voltage at campgrounds is incredibly common, especially as parks fill in the summer with everyone running their air conditioners in the heat of the day. Low voltage is a silent killer of compressor motors like those found in your refrigerator or your air conditioner. The folks at Storyteller Overland have announced 2025 upgrades to their jumbo GXV premium Overland vehicles in an interesting way. By running them through New York City, the GXV Epic receives a more refined atmosphere throughout the living space. The layout remains optimized for function and comfort with a queen-size bed under a skylight, a front dinette with seating for 4 that converts to a full bed, an extra-large wet bath, and a built-in washer and dryer, and a fully equipped galley featuring a stainless steel convection oven, a dual-burner induction cooktop, and a marine-grade refrigerator. The GXV 4x4 system includes locking front and rear differentials, a high and low range transfer case, and a 50-to-1 crawl ratio to confidently tackle nearly any kind of terrain. The 2025 GXV Epic is now available nationwide, and it starts at a whopping $800,000. Somebody please buy me one. The folks over at RV TV have launched a talent competition for RVers. It's called RVers Top Talent, and you could win $5,000 if you can do something pretty special. Whether it's singing, comedy, storytelling, juggling, or something totally unexpected, they're inviting RVers across the country to audition and show off their talents. The show will feature bi-weekly episode winners voted on by the public, with a grand prize winner to be announced at the Florida RV Super Show in January of 2026. Visit rvtv.tv for details and to submit a 1 to 4 minute video entry. The show premieres September 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern on RVTV, which is available on about a dozen network TV stations, as well as on its own streaming app on your Roku, Fire Stick, or DirecTV streaming service. Finally, I want to thank the folks at RV Today magazine for sharing a great article looking at our Sabre 37 RV Miles fifth wheel collaboration. If you haven't checked out RV Today yet, this would be a great time to do so you can see our fantastic layout. It's a great RV magazine, and it's available both digitally and in print form via subscription or in Barnes & Noble stores. And if you become a Mile Marker member, our paid support community, you get a free digital subscription. That's it for this episode. Thanks so much for being here. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video. Subscribe if you want more like it. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.